Hi guys, I wanted to share with you guys a little short training on how to create some graphics with Picmonkey. And so I'm going to get started and I'm going to share with you first how to do it online or on a laptop or a computer. And then I'm going to use PowerPoint to show you how to do it through your phone. So let's get started here. Let me share my screen with you. Okay, here we go. So as you can see, I create a lot of stuff on here. And the first thing that I always do to get ideas is I usually go and look at the templates. And so they have so many cute ideas on here, and it helps me kind of get inspired for what kind of colors I want to use, the kind of layout I want to use, using different fonts, fading graphics, fading colors, all the different textures that you can use. And so I just really love looking at this and getting ideas. So I start there, and then what I usually do is I just go to create new and I select a blank canvas. So you're gonna scroll through here and you're gonna try to decide, okay, what do I need it for? So let's just say, for example, we really need a cute DA event cover photo for Facebook. So we're going to start there. So we're just going to title this DA Office and click create. So I'm thinking of doing kind of like a deep blue and gold theme. That's really what I'm drawn to kind of at the moment. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to actually select a background color. So I'm going to click that and then kind of scroll here till I get the right color of blue, and then you actually just drag this over to get the color of blue you want, and then you click apply. Now I want to go ahead and add some contrast because I'm going to be adding words to this and I really want to jazz this up. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a space for my text to go. So I need a text box, so to speak. So I'm going to go to graphics and I'm going to go to basic and I'm going to select a rectangle, and I'm going to kind of move some of this out of the way so we can see. So there we go. So we're going to make this big so that we have some room to work with here. Okay. But we want it to be balanced. So down here at the bottom, you have alignment hints. You can turn these off and on. Sometimes I definitely do have to turn them off and on. So these are going to be the red lines, and they're going to help you know that your text box is centered into the graphic. So you definitely want that. That's one of my biggest tips. Okay, so we want to change this graphic to a different color. So this text box. So I'm actually just going to go with white for now because I'm actually going to do some texture on this. So we have a white text box here, and we're going to click over here on textures, and I love using these. This is one of my favorite parts. So I love these foils. They're so pretty to me. And so I really want to do one of these gold photos, but I have to make sure that the coloring of it, oops. So don't do that. Click cancel. You have to have your text box selected. So make sure it's selected. So we're just going to click back over here and we're going to select our foil. Okay, here we go. That looks great. I'm just going to see what this one looks like though. Okay, I'm going to go with this one. So if you scroll down, you can actually do some different stuff with this. So you can actually kind of fade it back and forth. I think somewhere kind of right in the middle is fine. So we're going to do that and click apply. So now we need to add some text. Okay, so we're going to click the text icon, and sometimes it's a little slow, but you're going to add text, and then this is your text box, basically. So this is going to have all your colors and options on your text. So the first thing I do is I always create like find a fun font to use for the display text. So display text is something that's kind of like, ooh, look at me, this is fun. So we're going to put Discover Armand. Okay, so that's actually kind of hard to read. And so that's another one of my biggest tips is if someone can't read it, they're probably not going to come. So even though that's super cute, I don't think I'm going to choose that one. So let me select this and we're going to do something a little more bold that they can read. That may be too scripty. So let's go with this one. So now we want our graphic to be cohesive. So we're actually going to select the same color I already used and use that deep navy because we want everything to go together. We don't want too much going on, or again, it's going to be super distracting and people aren't going to know what you're saying. I'm going to make this a little bigger. There we go. That's what we need. All right, so now we're going to add a little bit more text to tell people like what kind of event we're having. So I usually do like a display text like I already said, and then for my actual content I choose a different text. So this again needs to be easy to read, but usually if I use a serif font, which we did for our display text, then I do a sans serif for the rest of the content. So I'm probably just going to choose this one. And we need to scale down the size. So now we're going to decide when it is. So we're going to say Tuesday, August 20th, 8 p.m. And then we're going to adjust this so it fills up the whole space. And we also want to center this where it needs to be, but that's, okay. So we're going to center it with our other text here. Okay. All right, so we're centered. All right. And then now we need to add our Zoom ID. So we're going to add another text box. And I chose something more in depth so I could hopefully show you guys like more stuff to do. So I hope that this is helpful, that this is a little bit more in depth here. Okay, so we're going to scale that down a little more because we want it to not look like it's taking over the whole thing. And I actually may even pull this out a little more and see if we can. Okay, I'm going to scale this down even a little bit more. All right, that looks a little better. So that's going to go directly in the center, and then we'll move this up. Okay, so that looks great. So now we're going to add a little bit of flourish. And something that you could easily do, which I think would be awesome, is you could add your photo. And so I'm just going to kind of go on here. I'm going to look at my graphics on my computer and see if I have a recent, let's see. Sorry for my kids in the background if they're being too loud. I'm just going to use this for time's sake. So obviously this is not me, but we're going to pretend like it is. Okay. So, and that's a purple background. That's hilarious. So you just want to kind of like place it somewhere where it's going to not look weird. And then so now we need to add just a little flourish. So basically what I mean by flourish is I like to add something that's just going to look a little fun because I don't think that we need to be super serious. So you can kind of scroll through here. There's so many options. Let me move this over here so you guys can see this. So there's so many different ones. You could literally spend hours scrolling through here. So I'm going to maybe look at this. Let's look at these and see if we can find something scripty or a little banner to add to the bottom. But my go-to, I will say, is the design ones. I spend most of my time here. So let's scroll through here for time's sake and find something. So this could be something like if you're doing a special, you could use like a little scrap of paper or something to add like a little corner with like the percentage off. You could add something like, it just adds sort of like a dynamic to it. Okay, so this is kind of cute. Let's add this. So what we're going to do is we're going to, again, make this look seamless with our, the rest of this. And so we're going to add it to this opposite corner so that, again, it's adding a little flourish, but it's balancing out the whole thing. So we're going to get it in the corner. And then now we're going to change the colors so that our colors actually match. And we are going to add the same texture or pattern, oops, wrong thing, to it so that it's cohesive. Okay, so there we go. All right, so now that we're done, you can either export this and you're gonna go to JPEG. You probably don't want it as a PDF. You most certainly want it for JPEG if you want to put this on Facebook. And then you're gonna click export, okay? And then from there, you're actually just gonna be able to go to Facebook and just upload this straight from your computer as the event cover photo. So if you want to save it to your hub, it's automatically going to be saved. You can see that right up here at the top. So when you revisit your hub, it's going to be there and you can go back in and edit it, or you can edit a copy. So if you want to change it up and do something different next month, but you want to save the same sort of template, you want to go edit a copy and you're going to do, okay, DA September. And so maybe the words and everything are there. That way you can save time. And then you can maybe do something a little different. And instead of it being navy, you could just like quickly come in here and click on your background color. And maybe instead of it being navy, you could do something like a burnt, like burgundy color, and click apply. Okay, so I'm not going to show you how to do all that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to click over to PowerPoint and I'm going to show you guys how to do a basic stories photo from your iPhone. So I obviously don't have a Droid, so I can't show you how to do that, but hopefully it's similar. So you're going to open up the app on your phone and you're going to click blank canvas to get started. And then you're actually going to select the size down here at the bottom left. And so this is going to give you some scrolling options down here. This scrolls side to side. And this is going to allow you to choose what size you want. So you could do an Instagram post, you can do a Facebook post, a Facebook cover, you can do anything in this. So we're going to do a story today. So you're going to select which one you want, and then you're going to click the check mark up here at the top right. And then next you're going to select your color. So you're going to click color down here at the bottom left. You're going to scroll through here, select your color, and then you're going to click the check mark again up here to save that. And then next we're going to add a graphic. So you're going to click this graphics icon. Then, sorry, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to scroll through the different graphics and decide what we want. So I decided I was just going to add a graphic I had already created in Picmonkey and add it to here. So you can either go to your hub to choose it, or you can go to photos. So I clicked photos, you know, I grabbed it from my photos on my phone, and then you just like click, it just automatically adds it. So then what we want to do is we want to go ahead and add a little bit of flourish to this. So we're going to click the graphic button here again. And I went ahead and chose sort of like this brushy little swipey brush graphic. I just think it's like a fun little easy thing to add, but I wanted it to go cohesively with the graphic, and so I decided to make it gray. So I clicked on this little eyedropper here, and then I moved the crosshairs over to the gray in her picture, and then that immediately turns the same gray, which is very cool. And then you're going to click the check mark up here to save. Okay, so now we want to add a little bit of text. So you're going to click the text icon and you're going to type in what you want, and then you're going to scroll through the fonts and you're going to scroll through the colors and select a color. So I just chose a basic gray and just kind of like a basic font. I didn't want to do anything crazy since I already had kind of a scripty font up here. And then you're going to click save at the top right hand corner, and then you're either going to save this again to your hub or to your camera roll. If you're just like ready to go ahead and put this on Instagram or Facebook, you want to click camera roll so that you can just go ahead and have it there at the ready. And so here is your finished icon. So that is how to create some Picmonkey graphics. I hope this is helpful just as a basic level of how to do this. So I hope you guys have a great day.